Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna. I'm a little bit spooky, and I thought it would be fun today to swatch and try on all of my Revlon Super Lustrous lipsticks. Not that I have like a crazy huge collection. I've got five. But these shades I really enjoyed. I think are kind of trending, kind of nice shades for right now, and I thought you guys might like to see some swatches of them. And we talk a little bit about how they feel, the different finishes, a bit about the range, and all that jazz. So we're just going to do a nice little swatch session. So yeah, these from Revlon. This is a range that has been around for, it's probably since the beginning of makeup. I mean, they still carry shades that they carried, I believe, like all the way back to the beginning-ish of Revlon. Like, they have some shades that they have continued to make and not discontinued that are just classics. And I think this range is truly a classic range and one that you kind of can't go wrong with. Now, these are a very traditional lipstick formula. They're not long wearing. They're not super matte, super drying, nothing like that. They are very much a traditional cream lipstick with a variety of finishes within the range. There are 84 shades. 84 shades in the entire range that you can find at a variety of stores. Like, every drugstore carries them, Walmart carries them, Target I believe carries them, Ulta, Amazon, pretty much anywhere that Revlon is sold, these are sold. Not the full line, but you can source every shade within the line somewhere on the interwebs. I think you can just go to the Revlon site where they have them all listed out and it will direct you where to purchase them. The price point does vary a lot on these, which is a little annoying. Your best bet is to buy them through Walmart, because at Walmart they only retail for $6.48, which is a great price point, especially these days for lipsticks. So you kind of can't beat that at Walmart, but on average they retail for about $10. I think Walgreens has them closer to the $12, $13 price point. Ulta is around that price point, but you can, get sales and stack coupons and stuff at Ulta and Walgreens and all that, so you don't have to pay full price. You can always find a deal on these. And yeah, they do have a variety of finishes within the range. They have a pearl finish, they have a creme finish, and then they have a range of matte finish ones, which the packaging on the matte ones looks a little bit different. I don't know if they're actually included within this Super Lustrous range, or if they are Super Lustrous mattes that are separate but are coming in the same shade, just in a matte finish. I was a little confused on that. Don't know for sure. But anyway, they have a variety of little finishes within the range. And yeah, they are made with 80% conditioning ingredients to minimize fine lines and texture on the lips, giving them a nice, full, juicy, healthy, moisturized look. And these do feel very moisturizing and nice on the lips. Yeah, but you're not going to get like crazy staying power out of these or anything like that. They're just a nice classic lipstick, and I enjoy them. I think they're great. The packaging, if you can get this little sticker off, it is actually a pretty chic little tube, and then it has a window on the end so you can see the color, and then the color is on the end as well. All right, so I have got a little range here of kind of what I'm thinking of is like 90s browns, warm brownie tones, colors that I wear and like. So that's mostly what I got here. I've got some in a lighter shade, some in a deeper shade, and a little bit of a variety of finishes. So let's get to swatching. What I have on right now is actually one of the newest shades that they've added to the line, because they do discontinue shades here and there and add shades. But this is one of the new ones. They launched, I think, like 8 or 9 new ones. I'm not sure. They put out a new little variety of shades. But this is one of the new ones in Whiskey Business, which is a funny little name, which I feel like is very common in makeup. How many products are named Whiskey Business? I feel like I've heard that so many times within beauty. Anyways, this is one of the new shades, and it is a creme formula. And this is it on with a lip liner. I had used Max Chestnut with it. But yeah, let me go ahead and take this off, and I'm going to show you what it looks like with no lip liner or anything, so you just kind of get a look at it, and then I'll swatch them all out of my arm so you can see the range together. And if you're curious about the makeup on my face today, that will be in another video, and all the products are listed and linked within that video. Alright, so let's go ahead and put on Whiskey Business. It looks like this. Very pretty. There's something about the shade that really attracted me to it. It is a creme formula. They're very lightweight and kind of like a satin finish, really. Like, you don't have to put a gloss with them or anything. They don't feel dry at all. They're very thin, but pigmented at the same time, so you don't have to worry about like layering a ton on or patchiness. Haven't found any patchiness through the range yet. But I just really like this shade. I thought it was a perfect kind of everyday color and just very easy to wear. And there's a bit of a muted kind of dustiness to the shade that I really liked. It's not really peach, it's not really rose or anything. It's just a very neutral, muted, easy lip that could go with so many different looks. So this is Whiskey Business, which is one of the newest ones from the range. Okay, and the next shade I have to try is called Toast of New York. It is also a creme, and this is very much a kind of, I would call this like a burnt rose or burnt peach. I would call this burnt peach because it's warm, yet it also has a little bit of pink in it, but it has that kind of burnt look to it. It's hard to describe, but there is like pinky undertone within it, so it's not orangey terracotta in your face warm. There's no yellow undertone to it. So I think it's kind of a nice undertone because it can be very flattering on more cool tone complexions that want a little bit more warmth in their lipstick. This one would be very easy to wear. Like, it almost has like a burnt coral or something. It's a very hard to describe shade, but let me go ahead and swatch it. No, you'll see what I mean. It's toasty. Yeah, toasty. Toast of New York. I wish it was called Toast of London, because that would have been really funny to me if you've seen Toast of London. I love anything that Matt Berry does. Yeah, see how it's toasty. It's got a little bit of vibrancy to it. I think this one would be pretty for fall and spring. Like, it kind of can work. It can actually work year round, and depending on like what lip liner you're paired with it or whatever, you could get a different little effect from it. But it's just such a pretty color. There's a softness to it that's not in your face. Warm lipstick. It's very wearable. But yeah, this is Toast of London. Toast of New York. It's just a nice shade. It also looks really pretty on the cheeks as a blush. I think that this formula actually can lend itself really well to being a cream blush because they're very emollient, easy to blend in to the cheek, but they're not going to be too sticky or anything. They're like just right. Alright, next we have the shade called Mink, which is the first one I picked up. And this one's a little bit harder to get your hands on because I do believe I got it on clearance at Walgreens. So I think it might be a little bit hard to get your hands on, but I have found it online. I do believe Ulta carries it and a few other places. So I don't think it's discontinued. It's just one that they were like maybe shuffling off the main display in a couple of stores. But it's still out there and still available. So anyways, this is Mink. And this is a nice cashmere kind of muted minky brown. It's soft. I think it's just very pretty. It's not too dissimilar, I think, maybe from Whiskey Business, but it has a little bit of almost like a lavender in it, like a little touch of that grayish, beigey look to it, yet not too grayish. Like, it's still very wearable and flattering, very kind of a nice 90s looking lip, if you ask me. So yeah, this is Mink. I think Mink is very pretty. Very just soft, easy lip. All right, next up we have Coffee Bean, which is a pearl finish. And I know when you hear like pearl finish, you're thinking, oh god, frosty 80s brown lipstick. A little bit, but in a really cool way. Because it's not like in your face metallic lipstick. There's just a slight sheen in them that's just kind of looks more like a little bit of a gloss or something on your lips. It doesn't look frosty. So I don't mind the pearl finish at all. I think it actually can look really pretty. Again, these look pretty as blushes. So this is Coffee Bean. Of course, I'm going to buy one called Coffee Bean. So it's what she looks like. And here is Coffee Bean. I think it looks like you just put on like a little bit of a gloss with it or something that has that little bit of sheen to it, but it's not frosty. So Coffee Bean, a lovely just mid-tone brown lippy that I don't think you can go wrong with. I think it doesn't have too much yellow in it or too much coolness. It can kind of just work for a variety of skin tones as well and just be really nice and pretty. And these like rode up on the shelf. I do want to take the stickers off. Oh, it looks so nice. They'll just look chic. There's a chicness to the packaging, and it doesn't feel super cheap either. Like it doesn't feel like a Wet n Wild lipstick. And the pearl finish feels just as smooth and creamy on the lips as the creme finish. Okay, and last one. This is Iced Mocha, which is also a pearl finish, and this is a really much more deep vampy shade in comparison to the others. This is what she looks like. It is very similar to, I would think, like MAC Chestnut lip liner. Like it's got a kind of a cool brown look to it. Very kind of an icy look. And I think Iced Mocha is a very apt name. I like reading through the names of lipsticks and makeup products. That's one of those little things I like to do, is just look at what they're named. And some of the Revlon ones have some of like the nicest names and just cute, interesting names and very classic names. I really enjoy that. I always love when a brand actually names products. It's not just numbers. Like these have numbers and names. All right, let's put on Iced Mocha. Now this is one I would ideally put with a lip liner because it is a little bit deeper. And whenever I wear like a deep lipstick, I always want to put a lip liner with. Just, I feel like it just makes the application a little easier and neater. It's like the pearl in this is like cool toned. I think this one is very 90s in the look of it. It's that dark kind of raisiny brown lip with a little bit of frost. I mean, I'm pretty sure my mom had this lipstick. It looks like a lipstick she would have had. It's where I get my love of the raisiny kind of brownie tone lips is from her, for sure. But yeah, this is Iced Mocha, and I think it is a very flattering color, even though you would think it wouldn't be. There's something about it that is quite flattering. I like that it's not, the shift in it or the kind of sheen to it is more cool tone. I think it's really pretty, where a lot of times brown lipsticks will have like maybe a golden sheen in there. I think this, it makes it just have kind of a 90s coolness to it that I think is nice, and I like it. So yeah, it looks, even though it's a little bit deeper, a little vampier, it doesn't look too much. It doesn't take over the look or overwhelm, and it just feels great on the lips too and looks nice. It's easy to wear, and yeah, I think it's pretty. It's a very pretty shade. So this is Iced Mocha. I love it. Love it. I'm going to go ahead and just keep that on for the rest of the video, and I'm going to swatch these out on my arm so you can see the differences in the colors stacked up together. But I think these would be fantastic if you're starting out as a makeup artist and need lipsticks. Just get you a huge variety of these in various shades. Depot them into a container, like one of those containers that has the little things where you can depot lipstick. That way you can play mixologist and mix and match and make your own shades that way. I think, you know, just getting a good variety across the board, it would be a much more affordable way to kind of fill out your kit as far as lips go, and it still feel like a very high quality lipstick and not like you're using something that feels cheap on the lips. These, if you didn't know it was Revlon, you would think you were putting on a Chanel lippy or YSL or any other brand. They feel expensive and high-end on the lips. And I think they look it too. And the shade range it really is beautiful. I mean, 84 shades, and if you can't find one shade within the 84 shades that you like, that might be a you problem. That just might be on you. Okay, so here we have them all swatched out. First shade here is Whiskey Business, and you see it has kind of that toasty, kind of burnt look to it. Really, really nice. And then next to that we have Mink that has a bit more of that kind of a lilac, even more muted undertones, a bit lighter and just different. And then we have Toasted New York, which is the definitely more toasty, warm, vibrant of the shades I have. But still, I wouldn't call it a vibrant lipstick. It's just very, very pretty. And then Coffee Bean here, which is just a really nice brown with a slight pearl, and Iced Mocha. So there we go. I really like all these. They have so many beautiful nudie shades in the range. That's what I really enjoy about it. And again, the formula really does feel like you invested a lot more than the $6.50 that I invested at Walmart on these. I mean, even my neighborhood market, which, you know, the small version of Walmart, they have a wonderful selection of these. That's where I got the bulk of these from. I think the only one I got at a different store, in fact, would be the Whiskey Business, because it was new and they just didn't have it in at the Walmart yet, and I actually got it at Walgreens and paid twice as much for it. But it's beautiful shade, so I'm not mad about it. And yeah, they're just pretty. Again, look, shearing this one out, Whiskey Business as a blush, look at how beautiful that would be. I mean, I think that would be a stunning blush shade. Same with this one, Toast of New York. That'd be such a pretty blush. I think Mink would too. Mink would be really pretty soft nudie blush. But yeah, I thought it'd be a fun little video just to swatch those out, since I had kind of a little collection of them going. That's probably gonna grow. So if I get more, they'll probably be putting them in shorts, and I am gonna be making short form with various pairings with these lipsticks and lip liners that I think look really good together. Like, honestly, Cork from MAC, Chestnut Cork from MAC, and Spice from MAC. These three lip liners and those lipsticks, you're set. Beautiful combination. And Revlon does have lip liners. I just don't have any of their lip liners, but I definitely think they have a pairing within their range for sure. And they have a ton of other lip products as well. They don't just have these. They have pretty extensive range, and I've not really investigated a whole lot from Revlon. I want to get my hands on those Skin Lights bronzer and highlight, but I think those are getting discontinued because I don't see them on the shelves anymore. And they're like sold out half the time if I see them on Ulta, like they're being phased out, sold out. So I don't know if they're getting rid of those, but I wanted to try that. What else from Revlon have I tried? I have tried their Photo Ready line, which I really enjoyed. I liked the Photo Ready stuff, but that was also like 8 years ago. My tastes have obviously evolved and changed in what I look for in complexion products, but I remember really liking the Photo Ready stuff, particularly the foundation and the powder. So anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know if you have a favorite shade from the Revlon Super Lustrous range. I'm interested to know, because girl, they have got some of them classic colors that you know your grandma wore colors, like dead on. You know that was a color your grandma wore. They have them. And I kind of love that. I love that they keep that alive within the range, those old shades. And lots of nostalgia within the Revlon line. Anyway, yeah, that's all for today. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky. Bye now.